Good morning. I'm Chris Roberts. I'm the managing partner here at the Roberts Tax Group located in downtown Torrington. What I wanted to talk to you about this week was an employee versus a subcontractor. There seems to be a lot of confusion on when someone is one versus the other. Now, the IRS looks at control. Who has control over when someone is going to do work, where they're going to do it, how they're going to do it? So they look at control. For example, let's use me as an example. Let's say some company wants to hire me to come into their building or to their offices and do accounting work for them, okay? So let's say I tell them, all right, I can come in on Mondays and Tuesdays. I'll come in on Thursdays. I'll be there for a couple hours. I'm not exactly sure what time, but it'll be in the morning, and I'll use this software and I'll set up this procedure and I'll do that. And I have control over getting the job done, okay? In that case, I'm a subcontractor because I have the control. Now, if this business says, hey, Chris, you know what? We want you to come in and we want you to only do this job and that job and this job and that job, and we want you to come in Monday, Wednesdays, and Fridays, and we want you to be there from 9 a.m. until noon, and they have control over how I do it, when I do it, and where I do it. Then I'm an employee. So it all gets down to control. Who's controlling how the work is done, where the work is done, and when the work is done, okay? Now, some people, some employers, they want to have people be considered subcontractors because it saves them on taxes. When you have an employee as the employer, you have to pay 7.65% for Social Security and Medicare for them. You have to pay federal and state unemployment, and oftentimes you have to cover them under their workman's comp policy. So all of these other fringe taxes add to the cost of having you there. So employers like to shift that burden over to the person or to the individual. Now, the individual often wants to be an employee because they want the benefits of those taxes. They want the other person to pay the Medicare and Social Security and the state and the federal unemployment. So it becomes a battle. But you got to look at control. Now, if the IRS comes in and somebody is being treated as a subcontractor when they actually should have been an employee, then that business is going to be penalized severely. So it's really important to make sure you categorize the people who work for you properly, because you run into a lot of problems with penalties and interest. And if you're an individual and you think that you should be an employee, but they're treating you as a subcontractor, or vice versa, you should reach out to a tax accountant or a tax professional so that you can figure out what really is the true treatment of your services. Now, if you have any other questions about employee versus subcontractor, you can reach out to us at any time. You can find us on the web at www.rtg.tax, or you can find us on Facebook. Thanks.